English moral stories for speaking practice vocabulary boost. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, where learning English becomes fun and easy through amazing stories. Today, we're going to enjoy beautiful moral stories that will not only improve your speaking skills but also help you remember and use powerful English vocabulary in real life. Each story is written in simple English, but full of useful expressions, so you can listen, repeat, and speak along to become more confident in English. Let's get started.
Story 1. The Honest Woodcutter. Once upon a time, there lived a poor woodcutter in a small village. Every day, he went to the forest to cut wood. He sold the wood in the market and earned just enough money to buy food. He was a simple and honest man. One day, while he was cutting a tree near a river, his axe slipped from his hands and fell into the river. The water was deep and fast. He could not find his axe. He sat near the river and cried. He said, "How will I earn money now? That was my only axe." Suddenly, a fairy appeared from the river. She asked the woodcutter, "Why are you crying, kind man?" He told her everything. The fairy smiled and said, "Don't worry. I will help you." She went into the water and came out with a golden axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. The woodcutter looked at it and said, "No, that is not mine." The fairy smiled again. She went back and returned with a silver axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. The woodcutter shook his head and said, "No, that is not mine either." Then the fairy went once more and brought back a rusty iron axe. The woodcutter stood up happily and said, "Yes. That is my axe. Thank you so much." The fairy was very pleased with his honesty. She gave him all 3 axes, the gold, silver, and iron. The woodcutter was surprised and happy. He thanked the fairy and promised to always be honest in life. Moral: honesty is always rewarded in the end. Vocabulary with meaning and example. Woodcutter, a person who cuts trees for wood. The woodcutter went to the forest every morning. Axe, a tool used for cutting wood. He dropped his axe into the river. Fairy, a magical being, often kind and helpful. The fairy came out of the water to help him. Honest, always telling the truth. The man was honest and did not lie about the axe. Reward, something given for doing something good. He got a reward for telling the truth. Story 2. The Kind Farmer and the Lost Puppy. Once there was a farmer who lived in a small village near a big forest. He worked hard every day in his fields, growing vegetables and fruits. One morning, while walking to his farm, he heard a soft cry. He looked around and found a small puppy sitting near a tree. The puppy was hungry, dirty, and scared. The farmer took the puppy in his arms and said, "Don't worry, little one. I will take care of you." He gave the puppy some milk and food. The puppy wagged its tail happily. The farmer cleaned the puppy and gave it a warm place to sleep in his barn. Days passed, and the puppy became strong and healthy. Every day, the puppy followed the farmer to the fields. They became best friends. One afternoon, the farmer saw a poster on the village notice board. It said, "Lost puppy. Small, brown, with a white spot on its head. Please call Mr. Singh if found." The farmer realized that the puppy must belong to Mr. Singh, his neighbor. The farmer went to Mr. Singh's house and told him about the puppy. Mr. Singh was very happy and thanked the farmer. He said, "Thank you for taking care of my puppy." The farmer smiled and said, "I was happy to help." The puppy needed love and care. Moral: kindness is a gift that everyone can share. Vocabulary with meaning and example. Farmer, a person who grows crops or raises animals. The farmer works in the fields every day. Puppy, a young dog. The lost puppy was very hungry. Hungry, feeling the need for food. The puppy was hungry and wanted to eat. Notice board, a board where people put posters or messages. The farmer read the lost puppy poster on the notice board. Kindness, being nice and helpful to others. The farmer showed kindness by caring for the puppy. Story 3, The Clever Girl and the Broken Clock. There was a girl named Sarah who lived in a small town. She loved to learn new things and was very curious. One day, while walking through her house, Sarah noticed that the old clock on the wall was not working. The clock did not show the correct time and did not make any sound. Sarah wanted to fix the clock. She took the clock carefully from the wall and looked inside. She saw many small parts, springs, and wheels. Sarah remembered that her grandfather was a watchmaker. She decided to try to fix the clock by herself. She cleaned the clock parts and fixed the small wheel that was broken. After some time, Sarah put the clock back on the wall. She wound it up and waited. Slowly, the clock started ticking, and the hands moved correctly. Sarah was very happy and told her family what she did. They all praised her for being clever and trying to solve the problem by herself. Sarah smiled and said, "If we try and never give up, we can solve many problems." Moral: be curious and try to solve problems on your own. Vocabulary with meaning and example. Clever, smart and quick to learn or understand things. Sarah is clever and fixed the broken clock. Curious, wanting to learn or know about everything. She was curious about how the clock worked. Clock, a device that shows time. The clock on the wall was not working. Fix, to repair or make something work again. Sarah fixed the broken clock by herself. Praise, to say something good about someone. Her family praised her for being clever. Story 4, The Brave Little Girl and the Storm. In a small village by the sea, there lived a girl named Maya. She was only 8 years old but very brave and kind. One afternoon, dark clouds appeared in the sky, and the wind started to blow very strongly. Maya's family was at home, and they could hear the loud sound of thunder. Suddenly, the rain began to fall heavily. The storm became very strong, and the power went off. Maya's little brother was afraid and started to cry. Maya held his hand and said, "Don't worry, I am here with you." She lit a small candle and sat near her brother. Maya told him a story about the sunshine and the rain. She said, "Storms pass away, and the sun always comes back." Her brother stopped crying and smiled. The storm lasted for 1 hour. After the rain stopped, the family went outside and saw the sky was clear and beautiful again. Maya's father was proud and said, "You are very brave, Maya." Moral: courage helps us face difficult times. Vocabulary with meaning and example. Brave, showing courage and not afraid. Maya was brave during the storm. Storm, a strong weather event with rain, wind, thunder, or lightning. The storm made the lights go off. Thunder, the loud sound during a storm. They heard the thunder in the sky. Courage, the ability to face fear or danger. It takes courage to stay calm in a storm. Candle, a stick of wax with a wick that burns to give light. Maya lit a candle when the power went off. Story 5, The Boy Who Planted Hope. In a dry and dusty village, nothing green ever grew. The land was cracked, and the trees had no leaves. People were sad and tired because their fields gave no food. But in this village, there lived a 10-year-old boy named Arjun. He loved nature and always believed that one day his village would become green again. One morning, Arjun found a few seeds near an old tree. He didn't know what kind of seeds they were, but he decided to plant them. He dug a small hole near his house, placed the seeds gently in the soil, and watered them. The next day, he did the same thing. His friends laughed at him and said, "Why are you wasting time? Nothing grows here." But Arjun didn't stop. He watered the spot every morning and protected it with small stones. Days passed, weeks passed. One day, a small green plant came out of the soil. Arjun jumped with joy and called his parents. The villagers came and saw the small plant. They were surprised. "How did this happen?" they asked. Arjun smiled and said, "I didn't give up. I believed something could grow." Inspired by him, many people in the village started planting seeds. With time, more plants grew, and slowly the village became greener. People were happy again. All this change began with one small boy and a few tiny seeds. Moral: small efforts with patience can lead to big changes. Vocabulary with meaning and example. Dusty, covered with dust or dry soil. The village was dry and dusty with no plants. Seeds, small parts of a plant from which new plants grow. Arjun found some seeds and planted them with care. Soil, the top layer of the earth where plants grow. He placed the seeds gently in the soil. Effort, hard work or trying to do something. Arjun's daily effort helped the plant grow. Inspired, feeling motivated or encouraged to do something good. The villagers were inspired by Arjun's actions.